This video has been brought to you by Data Vinci Analytics Agency.
Alright, so in this video, we are going to discuss an analytics summary and we are going to discuss the popular combination of Google Ads and Google Analytics, but in a customized manner. So this, we are going to discuss certain data points which are not readily available, and we are going to discuss why it is important and how by using this recipe, you can make your overall stack data driven and a very insightful stack to optimize it in a incremental fashion. Okay, so why this is required? Why do we need to create this recipe? So presently, you might know that we get data from Google Ads to see how many clicks we are getting, at what cost. We can also get click-through rates for our ad copy for the various keywords, various campaigns, various ad groups. If we track conversions, so by default, Google Ads will not track conversions for you. You need to set up the conversions to track that. You can also get the insights on click to conversion rate, cost per conversion, etc. And you can get all in all information on clicks, click-through rate, cost per click, conversions, conversion per cost per conversion rate. And you can break it down by campaigns, ad groups, and keywords to see if you only focus on these metrics, then which keywords, which campaigns, which ad groups are having the best clicks, you are spending the most on which one, which are having the best cost to conversions, etc, etc, etc. So this level of analysis you can already do right now. However, there are some things that are still missing. Okay, so we can get a lot of clicks for certain keywords depending on how much you are bidding for it, how good your ad copy is, how is the competition landscape, but you do not know whether those clicks are getting a traffic that is going to engage with your lander or they are not going to engage with your lander. Okay, so if we don't know the engagement rate, so you are just tracking the conversions, you are not tracking the engagement rate. So understand this thing that the conversion numbers are less, are statistically significant. The if you take at the statistically significant volume, then the conversion numbers are less. So to analyze the performance of the ad group, campaign, or keyword combination in terms of conversion rates, you will need to get a lot of conversions, right? Then only you can see that which keywords are getting you the best conversion rate, at what cost per conversion, etc, etc, right? So between the conversion and your initial clicks, you fill in the engagement data. And if you just follow this logic that the traffic which is going to engage with your content, the chances of that traffic to convert later on in your conversion funnel is also higher. Then if you strive to optimize the engagement, you can expect that you will optimize your conversion rate as well. Okay, so by understanding the engagement rate, we can take an educated guess on whether the harmony between the ad strategy, what you're putting in your ad copy, and the landing page experience is decent or requires optimization. We also need to understand which components of the page experience are most influential in convincing people to take an action. So once someone lands on your website, which component? So there are several components. Not all of them would be convincing, would have the influence over a purchase or conversion decision. It is based on your reasoning that you have put those components, but maybe people, the actual traffic that is coming is not going to engage with those components. So we need to understand typically how much time it takes a user post landing to interact with a web page. So once someone comes on your web page, how much time it typically takes them to start interacting with the web page, to make the first click, how much time it typically takes. We also need to understand how deep are people scrolling before they are taking any action or dropping off, right? So someone is coming on your website. Are they directly bouncing off? Because if you're just imagine you're just tracking the conversions. Okay, you are tracking the clicks, you're tracking the conversions. Someone lands on your website. If you do not track the engagement and they are landing on the website, they're not even crossing the first fold and they're dropping off. So do you think that is there is a problem for the page copy, or there's a problem with the offer, right? Or everything is sorted and people will eventually convert, and that's a normal user behavior when you're running marketing and you're doing paid ads and most people will not convert. Do you just want to leave it at that, or you want to analyze that actually the offer or the copy is not good and we need to do something about it? So we need to see that how deep are people scrolling, whether they convert or drop off, but how deep are they scrolling. Okay, we need to understand which components are people interacting with the most, which need optimization and which need optimization. So if people are interacting with the page, which components are they interacting with, right? Are they interacting with the components that you are putting the focus on, or they are interacting with certain components which you're not putting focus on, but that is information that they are seeking. Okay, we need to understand the optimization is required in the top of the funnel, in the middle of the funnel, or in the bottom of the funnel. Okay, so let's start with the top of the funnel optimization. So if you try to think over it, so a good top of the funnel, what does that indicate? It indicates that the traffic that is landing on your page wants to explore more about your offer or service. So someone clicks on a ad, you are paying them to visit you're paying Google to make a visit from this particular user to your website. And if your top of the funnel is good, right, the conversion in the top of the funnel is good, the engagement in the top of the funnel is good, that means the ad copy that got them to the website and the offer that you have on the landing page, there is good harmony between that, right? So that's a good top of the funnel. You can quantify this, whether your top of the funnel is good or not, by introducing the metrics that with which you can track the engagement in the top of the funnel. So some low hanging fruits can be, if you start tracking the above the fold cross rate. So someone lands on your page and you want to see that if your offer is good, if your above the fold is good, and how many of these people are actually crossing the viewport and they want to learn more about what you have to say, they want to learn more about your offer. Okay, you can also track the CTAs that are in the top of the funnel. So how many people are clicking on that, how many people are clicking to know more, learn more about what you're offering, they are interested or semi interested in what you have to offer, and they want to learn more about your service. So that's a good top of the funnel. So if you quantify the number of scrolls for the top of the funnel, you quantify the number of CTA interactions, and that can give you a good indicator that your top of the funnel is good. Okay, so if you find that the top of the funnel conversion is not good, what does that indicate? That indicates that you need to focus on the copy and offer. So people are clicking on an ad, then they land, and they are not scrolling even the first fold, and it happens very often. That means what they are seeing in the first fold, that offer is not convincing to them. They're leaving without putting any focus or putting any attention to what you have to offer, and they're dropping off, which sucks because you have paid for that visit, and depending on your industry and your competition, you can end up spending a lot. So you need to optimize this. You need to test various offers, you need to test various copies so that you can get more people hooked as soon as they land on the page and get them to explore more about what you have to offer. Okay, now let's understand middle of the funnel. So your top of the funnel is good, someone is showing interest, they click on an ad, they see your offer, they're interested, and they move forward. So the middle of the optimization usually it requires usually more effort in the UX than copy, because you have already communicated your offer, right? So once you have communicated that offer in the ad, you have reinforced that offer in the lander, in the top of the funnel, and now they have penetrated in the middle of the funnel. So now you need to ensure that the UX is smooth, the UX is intuitive, such that they can move forward with their decision. And if you add a lot of steps, if you add a lot of complications in that, then that would lead to a drop off. So in the middle of the funnel, if there is drop off, the optimization needs to be around the UX instead of the copy, or instead of the offer, because that you have already communicated. Until unless you're not changing the offer or you're not changing your UX drastically when compared to the top of the funnel, such that there is a friction and people feel that, okay, this is a different site, what happened? Okay, so for middle of the funnel optimization, we need elements that keep the users engaged in the purchase journey. Now let's look at the end of the funnel optimization. So end of the funnel is where the users can get second thoughts, right? Because now it's a moment of truth. Also, if you look at the effort that the users need to put in, so it's relatively easy to just tap, just click and come on the website, keep on clicking, keep on going deeper into the funnel. But actually, if they have to now convert then it is there where they need to put in the effort. If it's a lead generation website, it is here where they need to put in their details. If it's a e-commerce website, so it is here where they need to put in the shipping information, the checkout information, the payment information, right? And in general, people are lazy. So if you make them put in a lot of effort, if there are a lot of questions, if there is a lot of confusion in the checkout process at the time of the payment, right, at the time of they have to put in their details, right, then people will drop off. So if you are saying that you are offering a 7-day free trial, but you are not telling that after the free trial ends how much people need to pay, you are not telling them that if they do not want to continue with the free trial, and if you are taking their card details, then how they can, discontinue with the service with least friction. If you are not putting that information in a very clear manner, that means people need to put in effort first of all to provide their detail. Now you are asking them for more mental effort to analyze their decision, and this is a huge barrier to conversion, and they will drop off. So you need to be very clear and concise, and you need to ensure that people should not put in a lot of effort when at the bottom of the funnel. So you make it intuitive, you make it clear. There should not be any confusion. You should motivate them to continue with their decision to complete the conversion. So you have told something to them with the ad copy, you have told something to them in the above the funnel, you have told them something in the middle of the funnel. Let's keep that consistency going. Let's keep that motivation going. Do not introduce a new thing, a new surprise at the bottom of the funnel. So let's say you have quoted a certain price throughout the funnel, but at the end you introduce a shipping price which is significantly higher than what they were expecting, then that will lead to a drop off. So rather what you should do is you include the shipping price in the overall price of what you're offering and promote that as free shipping. And in the end also they know that they are getting a free shipping, and there is no surprise or shock at the end of the funnel. Okay, so keep the consistency going. People need to provide their details and do some work. The easier the checkout process, the better it can be. That I've already communicated. So top of the funnel optimization when it comes to Google Ads. So how you should do? So we should create different campaigns, ad groups, and keyword combinations such that with each combination we are trying a different offer. Okay, so let's say that you have a campaign, ad group, and keyword combination. If you're offering services, like in case of Data Vinci, we are offering digital analytics services, and we start this service to attract people who are searching for Google Analytics freelancers, right? Versus people who are searching for Google Analytics consultants, versus people who are searching for Google Analytics agencies. So these can be the various campaigns, ad groups, and keywords. And if you get everybody to the same lander, right, you will observe that the conversion for each of these keywords can be different. The engagement with each of these keywords can be different. So you will also find that some companies are there which are bidding for certain strategies. So for example, if you look at Upwork, so Upwork will bid heavily for keywords around freelancers because that is their core value proposition. Upwork might not bid heavily for a keyword around agency. Okay, so the competition is still there. So if you are making people click, now usually if you understand the people behavior of people on Google, so how they do that? They will search a query and they can open multiple tabs at the same time, and they will just skim through one tab at a time, and whichever seems the most convincing to them, they will go ahead and engage with that one more. Okay, so you need to understand that for which campaign, ad groups, and keyword combination you have the most engagement, which combination is resulting in the maximum first fold cross rate, or maximum first CTA interaction rate, or maximum two-fold cross rate, and things like that. So you need to quantify that for the various combinations that you have in Google Ads. Okay, so you need to quantify the engagement with the offer for each campaign, ad group, and keyword combination. We need to see which combinations are the best and having the best and the least engagement rate. Okay, which combinations have the best CT interaction rate, which have the best scroll depth, etc., etc. We should analyze which combinations are having the best performance and which combinations are not receptive to the offer that we have on our landing page. So then what we need to do, we can take a call that either we need to change our campaign, keyword, or ad group strategy, or we update our offer. Okay. So let's say that you find that the engagement rate that you have for freelancers keywords is not good. So would you change the copy for even the engagement rate that you're getting for consultant? Because then what can happen is that you might please the freelancer ad group, but you can it will negatively impact the people who are searching for consultants. So do you want to do that? So you can take a call that whether you need to change your keyword campaign or ad group, or you need to update your offer. Okay. So you need to quantify which combinations are most expensive to engage and which are the most value for money, right? So you now know that you have a certain offer, you have a certain positioning in the market, you have a certain value proposition. If you cannot change that, if that is your business proposition, if you cannot change your business proposition, you cannot change your positioning, you cannot change your offer, then based on what your positioning, what's your value proposition, which combination of ad groups, keywords, or campaigns are the most expensive to engage, and which are the most value for money. And then you can optimize your bidding strategy and budgets towards maybe those who are value for money against those who are expensive. So once we know, now we are discussing the bottom of the funnel optimization. So I'm skipping the middle of the funnel optimization. There's a reason, I'll come back to that. So now focusing on the bottom of the funnel optimization with Google Ads. So once you know which combinations perform better for top of the funnel, we can extend the analysis to see which combinations perform the better at the bottom of the funnel. Combinations, by combinations again I mean it's campaign, ad group, and keyword combination. So which keywords are performing at the top, better at the top of the funnel, and which are performing at the the bottom of the funnel, which are performing better at the bottom of the funnel. Okay. So we can calculate the cost per engagement in the top of the funnel versus cost per conversion in the bottom of the funnel. So here's an example. So there can be visitors who are keen to explore your offer but don't have the resources to convert. For example, I'm again taking the example of freelancers versus consultant keyword. So you are offering, like we at Data Vinci, our value proposition is that we offer money back guarantee with no advance payment when we take up projects and assignments. So we might engage people who do not have a lot of resources. So we can get a lot of cheap engagement rate for the freelancer keyword, right? And the initial engagement rate for the consultant, the keyword can be less, because maybe more and more people are searching for freelancer. That's why more people are entering the funnel, and that's why the cost per engagement for the people who are searching for freelancer keyword is less, right? However, if you look at our site, then it has certain case studies, their name of the premium clientele, their name of the enterprise level clientele, and then we are asking certain questions for qualification of the lead. And then the people who are searching for freelancer, they might realize that this particular company might not be for me. It might be an expensive thing, so I might explore other cheaper options like taking some gigs on Fiverr or Upwork, right? However, at the same time, even though the engagement rate in the top of the funnel for the users who are searching for consultant can be less than the users who are searching for freelancer, the bottom of the funnel conversion rate can be better for this particular combination of ad group, keyword, and campaigns. Okay. So using this analysis, you can optimize your bidding strategy to focus on those combinations which are having consistent conversion rate across the funnel, and you can keep relevant focus on other combinations. I'm not saying ignore the other combinations, but you can keep relevant focus. So if you are optimizing your resources, then maybe you first want to exhaust your daily budget towards the combinations which are working better for you, against evenly distributing it and exhausting it everywhere. You can also adjust your CPC rates. You can also adjust your CPA rates for the various combinations. You do not want to do everything as same. Okay. Initially you might do, because you are not starting with it, so you do not have that data. But once you have the data, then maybe you can start with that. Okay. Now coming to the middle of the funnel. So middle of the funnel, this will be applicable to Google Ads specifically if you are introducing an update in the offer later on, which was not previously visible in the offer or lander or the copy. So as I told you that in top of the funnel, you are introducing your offer, you're introducing your value proposition. If you're not changing that, then mostly for Google Ads optimization, the middle of the funnel scope is limited. If you're not changing that, Google Ads is getting you the traffic. Now from here on, you tell your value proposition and then you engage them, and then eventually you lead them to conversion. So the scope of optimization in the middle of the funnel is relatively less with Google Ads. You cannot change your keywords mostly on the basis of the middle of the funnel. However, if you already have done the bottom of the funnel calculation, you have done the bottom of the funnel analysis, and you have the top of the funnel analysis, so you can see that which are these combinations of campaigns, ad groups, and keywords which have decent top of the page rate, top of the funnel rate, and but they have lower bottom of the funnel rate, so where they're dropping off in the middle of the funnel. And with that analysis, if you find that something is striking over there, then you can introduce certain sections, you can introduce certain components such that you can, reinforce their intent to take the entire conversion action if you have identified certain stages where people are dropping off in the conversion funnel. Okay, so this is where you can optimize your UX and you can optimize your page copy, but the scope of optimization in Google Ads keyword or ad group or campaign is fairly limited. Okay, so how the reporting should look for the top of the funnel engagement rate when we take Google Ads and analytics. So you would have your campaign, you would have your ad group, you would have your keywords, you would have the cost for each combination, you would look at the clicks, you would look at the CPC. Then you want to look at that what's the campaign, ad group, keyword combination, the first fold scrolls. So you quantify how many people after clicking how much are scrolling at least the first fold. Then what is your first fold rate? What is the cost per first fold scrolls? Okay, so to get someone to scroll after the first fold, initial fold, what does it take you, right? Then you can look at the CTA clicks which are there in the first fold. What is the CTA click rate and what is the cost per CTA click rate? How much do you need to pay in general to get someone to click on a CTA? You can also take this as a generic CTA rate because you just want to see the engagement, right? So this is how you can quantify the engagement and the top of the funnel engagement. The CTA in this case can be any CTA that's funnel driver. So in case of a product page, the CTA would be add to cart, but because that's a funnel driver. In case of a collection page, the CTA would be view product because that's a funnel driver. So the CTA needs to be a funnel driver. So you can see how many people are scrolling, how many people are spending at least some time and they want to explore about your offer, and how many people are clicking on the CTA. Okay, bottom of the funnel engagement. So you keep the same things: campaign, ad group, cost, keyword, clicks, CPC. And then you see how many people are starting the conversions. So that can be the first step of the checkout, or how many people are clicking on the lead submission form. So what is the conversion start rate? What is the cost per conversion start? So how much for each combination do you in general pay to get them to start a cost per conversion? Are there certain combinations which are exorbitant and it does not make sense to invest in that, so you can skip those combinations and invest the money in other combinations which have a better cost per conversion start rate, right? Conversion complete. So after start, how many complete? What's the conversion start to end rate? What's the cost per conversion, overall conversion, and what's your overall conversion rate? That is your click to conversion rate, and that again you need to analyze by your campaign, ad group, and keyword combination, so that you know that which combinations are appealing to your audience, which kind of audience you should attract to your website, and which kind of audience you can ignore or pay less attention to, which is not a profitable audience for you. Okay, then the middle of the funnel engagement. So you can get the top to middle rate. So it can be, let's say, a product to like add to cart that you have already calculated in the middle, the top of the funnel engagement. But let's say you want to calculate the cart to checkout rate, right? Or you want, if you have certain CTAs, if you are you have a lead generation page and it's just a single page. So in this case, the middle can be the number of people who are engaging with a CTA. Okay, so how many people are going through the page, and eventually how many people click on, let's say, request a form or request a proposal and things like that. So you can calculate that. And then middle to conversion starts. So request a form to form click, how many people click on the form after clicking on the request to form CTA. What is the conversion completes, cost per conversion, and overall conversion rate. So this will also give you a good idea of where is there a drop off in the middle of the funnel compared to the various ad groups. So you can see that, let's say, people who are coming through the freelancer keyword, they click on the CTA but they do not convert. So they are just exploring the website, they are not serious buyers, right? But people who are clicking on, let's say, a Google Analytics 4 certified consultant, so they are serious, and you should bid more for such keywords. Okay, other than these, the overall data points that you should know and you should have in your analysis is popular sections for engagement. So often it happens that the same CTA or the same action is repeated across the page. So which section is having the most engagement, right? So especially in case of a lead generation website, it can happen that the several CTAs, several sections, and each CTA does the same thing. But after reading what kind of content are people actually engaging with the page, that you need to know, and then you need to optimize the placement for that particular section. You need to deprioritize sections which are not doing anything, right? Popular sections with minimum 5-second visibility in the viewport. 5-second visibility because someone skims through at least the headline, sub-headline, and text. So if a section is visible for minimum 5 seconds, right, and it's not your above the fold, it's your second fold, third fold, that means people got somewhat engaged with that section. So you want to see how many sections are having the 5-second visibility in the viewport. That means that section is engaging. If, let's say, your fifth section is more engaging than your third section, then maybe you need to prioritize the fifth section to the third section, and you keep on doing that till you discover the optimum mix of the flow of information. Average scroll depth, in general, how much people are scrolling on your page, and which sections contribute towards conversion. So let's say you have calculated your conversion, then you should look at, like, you have 20 conversions. In those 20 conversions, how many sections and which sections were there which had a minimum 5-second visibility in the viewport. So let's say you see that of those 20 conversions, 60% of the conversions involved a 5-second visibility of the fourth section on the page. That means whatever information you have in the fourth section, that was convincing enough for people to take a conversion action. And what you have in that fourth section, you need to prioritize that. You need to put more focus on, or elaborate more on, what you're putting in the fourth section, so that people get to learn more about the benefits in your value proposition, because you have identified that fourth section as something which hooks people into taking actions. Okay, so there you go, a short and sweet Google Analytics and Google Ads recipe. So try it on, and this will definitely help you to optimize your Google Ads marketing strategy. Bye, take care.